toward high school, I was very scared and naive, but I did what I had to do, and I adapted very quickly.
It's demanding, can be very stressful, and there's always the people who are trying to be something that they're not and trying to be somebody different.
At home, I felt displaced. My mom, she used to always just leave us hanging, go somewhere else with her boyfriend because she put him before us, and I felt like I didn't matter.
At the end of sophomore year, things kind of went downhill, and I got in the party scene. In the party scene, I felt it was fun, it was awesome, but like at the same time I knew I was missing something. And I was just thinking, is this it?
Life at home sucked, and I really didn't want to be here anymore. And Dr. Daly knew I wasn't okay. So she ended up calling me up to the office the next morning, and I ended up meeting John. And they ended up telling me that I possibly could go to a different school. I wanted to stay because of the band, so I ended up moving in with my grandparents and still being able to go to Westside. And after that, I got involved in Young Life.
Going into Young Life my freshman year, I thought it was like basically required because all of my friends, they had brothers and sisters that were seniors, so the seniors just like basically forced us to go. So when I showed up, I was just like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. And I kept going after that every Monday, wouldn't miss it.
I started going to Young Life every Friday morning, and Young Life is awesome. Having the raffle ticket to the skit playing, them just giving the word, it's awesome. It made a difference.
In my experience, I had 2 Young Life leaders, and in Michael, I found the funny, hilarious, probably the loudest laugh I've ever heard in my life, most contagious laugh too. But in Ben, I also found a lot of laughter, but also a lot of seriousness. But in both of them together, I found like 2 big brothers.
I met my Young Life leader, Nicole, and I thought she was kind of weird. She walked in my lunchroom sophomore year, and I catched her, and I was just like, oh. Where we are now, she's an awesome person. I tell her everything that goes on with me. She supports me in my good decisions and bad decisions, and she's like one of the greatest people in my life.
I hadn't been really serious with anybody in high school. I'd always just been joking around and never really had anybody to talk to. And I slowly went to Michael and Ben, and ended up that slowly and patiently pushed me to go to camp, which I was kind of hesitant to do. I don't want to give up a week of my summer. And slowly and patiently pushed me to Christ, which really affected my life.
My Young Life leader, Nicole, kept pestering me to go to this Young Life camp at Sharp Top Cove. And I finally went, and it was just like, it was pretty great.
I met Kenneth, and he wanted me to go to Windy Gap, which is a Young Life trip. I ended up going, and it was the best time I've ever had in my life. For one, they had horseback riding, and I've never rode a horse before, so that was a good experience. They had the club every night. They had awesome food.
The giant swing, the blob, the pool.
Rope swing, you go mountain biking.
Basketball, they had free time. It was pretty cool. It was the best time I've ever had.
Every night at Young Life camp, we go to club, and some speaker would talk to us.
Our speaker was Bark at Windy Gap. He was really cool because the way he talked to us, I really understood it in other ways that I really haven't.
He would talk to us about sin and what life would be like if we had a relationship with God.
We always had like a 20 minutes in the dark thing where we go outside, it's pitch black, no lights on, and we just sit up and look at the sky and just talk to Jesus.
In those 20 minutes, I went to him, told him like everything, like how sorry I was, and he forgave me for everything. And I sat there and just thought about like how much he's done for me in my life. And that was probably for the first 10 minutes. The second 10 minutes, I probably just cried the entire time.
Me and my Young Life leader, Kenneth, we went to the dining hall and we said a prayer. And in that prayer is where I really met Jesus.
It's just you and God and what all he's made. And you really get to see like the true God. Like he comes out in the sky, in the mountains, and It's the night I accepted God.
After that, we'd go back to our cabin, sit in a circle while there's food in the middle, and just talk about what the speaker talked about with our young leader, Nicole, when she would just ask us questions about what we thought about it and how it ties in with our life.
And we got into cabin time, and Ben and I just sat there and cried together about like how I accepted Christ and how proud he was of me.
And so at the end of the week, I did not make the decision to stand up at the say-so or follow Jesus. So I told my young leader, Nicole, that I didn't want to be a hypocrite and go off and do all the stuff I have been doing, like partying the next week. So I was the only one who didn't stand up, and I was okay with it, and Nicole was okay with it.
Ever since I came back from the Young Life trip, life's been great. Going to church every Sunday for one, being able to stay with my grandparents, now still being able to attend Westside. It's just been great.
Now being back from Young Life camp, things aren't perfect, but they're a lot different. I have a very strong father figure to talk to in Christ. I also am so much closer with Ben and Michael, and everything they've done for me, like, has shown, like, over the years to what they were trying to lead me to, and how happy they are, like, with Christ in their life. And I can, like, now feel like why the first time I met Michael he was smiling and laughing so much, and why Ben's always so goofy is because, like, Christ has fulfilled their lives.
A year later, I went to another Young Life camp called Carolina Point, and I got a taste of what serving God would be like. And so I made the decision to go on summer work crew at Saranac up in New York. And after I made that decision, partying wasn't as attractive as it used to be to me.
Work crew is where you work for about a month in the summer, no pay. It's pretty 12-hour day. And an awesome Young Life camp, because every single Young Life camp is awesome.
This summer, I want to do work crew. It looks so fun. Like, how they were just energetic, just talking to everybody, getting along with each other. It looks like something I really want to do.
Serving on work crew was a blast, so I was, like, really surprised by that. I was also surprised by the people. Going into this, I thought they were just going to be cookie cutter and just didn't know anything that happens in life, but each and every one of them have been through so much, and I could actually relate to a lot of them. The biggest thing I learned on work crew was to have trust in the Lord through everything you do in life. If it's from bussing a table or setting a table, or to making the biggest decision of your life, you need to have trust in Him.
When things gone wrong, I now turn to Christ, and I look at my Bible and look at some verses, and I just look over everything that we learn at camp. I have a bunch of verses highlighted from camp that reassure that God's always there for me, that He'll always be there with me. And then when I wake up in the morning, I can always call Ben, Michael, shoot him a text. And it's awesome to have those guys to talk to.
I am still pursuing Him, and I am also still fighting temptations. But I know that Nicole is there for me, and of course, Jesus.
Want you to live.